Hola, it's Kaipacha, Ganesha, and Lakshmi for this week's Pele Report. It is May 22nd of 2024, and a beautiful day it is. The moon is in Scorpio for just a little bit longer, then goes into Sagittarius, so that by tomorrow, we have the full moon in Sagittarius at 2 degrees 56 minutes. Yeah. So I'll be talking a little bit. I'll read you the Sabian symbol for that degree. But there's so much going on. This is like a time of big change. Not only is the moon changing, into Sagittarius, but big time. Tomorrow is a big day. Venus conjuncts Jupiter. Hallelujah. And then heads into Gemini. So it's at the very last degree of Taurus. So we'll talk about this transition because then Jupiter goes into Gemini on Saturday. So the party is breaking up that's been going on over there in Aries. Pisces, Aries, and Taurus has been just for the last 3 months or so really, at it. But anyway, I'll talk more about that. More of the aspects is that obviously when these planets come into early Gemini, they come into a beautiful trine with Pluto. So what we have going on is today, as I'm doing this report, the Sun is trine Pluto. And then, by Saturday, Venus is trine Pluto. There's a little bit of Venus action for you. Yes, indeed. And my good friend, he's got a little Jupiter. He's a little Jupiter energy there, doesn't he? Yeah, for a Venus-Jupiter conjunction. So beautiful. Let's get some flowers behind him there. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so besides that, all I can say is, Mercury is bopping around. By Monday, it's going to be sextile to Saturn. And the beat goes on. Life is going on. Let me turn around, look at the camera, and talk to you. All right, everybody. Long time no see. Didn't see you last week. I was busy. Oh, there's a butterfly. So what do I want to say today? Today I want to talk to you about Venus in the underworld. Yes, she is coming up to conjunction with the Sun, and she's going to pass the Sun. But right now, we cannot see Venus. She's been a morning star. Okay, you can see her in the east, rising as a morning star for many months. I think it was last summer, right, that she even was there. And now she's going to be going into the underworld. And what the underworld is basically 10 degrees away from the Sun. When any planet gets within 10 degrees of the Sun, you can't see it. The light of the Sun blocks it out. So, the indigenous people, all they saw was like Venus would drop lower and lower and lower in the eastern sky until it got so close to the Sun, boop, it disappeared. And when did they see it next? Well, it went into the underworld, and Venus, right, came out on the other side of the Sun. So she will rise in the west in the end of July, and we'll be able to see her in the west. This is a transition, yes, from the rising feminine energy, which has more of a Kali, warrior, initiative, morning. Get up and get out of bed. To the evening. Let us sit down and relax after a long day's work. Yeah. So what we're going to have now, she's kind of going through this molting, metamorphosing, descent down into the underworld. And she will, like I say, conjunct, next month. She comes into this exact conjunction with the sun. But now, here is the other thing. The synodic cycle of Venus is 584 days, and there is a little bit of controversy as to exactly when that starts. Some astrologers sitting at their computers will say, obviously, it starts when the sun conjuncts Venus. No brainer. However, looking back through shamanic astrology at the, native indigenous peoples, they had that the synodic cycle actually began the first day that they saw Venus in the evening sky, which is about what, 10 degrees, 20, 30 days later, actually, because they're both moving. Don't hit the camera. You idiot. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, sure. Anyway. So I actually like the, despite the computers and everything, it is actually the natural phenomena of the night sky that is so beautiful. And that's where it's very still and very quiet, where you get your transmissions and you get your downloads straight from the planets. So it's really, that first day towards the end of July, I'll call it out to you on the Pele report, but when that sun sets and you see a tiny little sparkle still up in the sky, that is Venus. So it's very beautiful. This is such a beautiful time. Yes, Lakshmi, Aphrodite, Venus, Inanna, you name it. So many different cultures and different traditions have different ways of working with that feminine, beautiful energy, but they all have to do with love, and they all have to do with beauty, and they all have to do with our physical, material bodies incarnated onto this beautiful planet. Ow! So, the theme that I really am feeling so much with Jupiter, the king of Mount Olympus, generosity. Generosity is going to be my key word for this week. Venus coming into conjunction with Jupiter. It could be good for the stock markets, for winning the lottery, for gambling. It could be good for conceiving or having babies. It can be good for so many creating art projects, okay, and gathering money, as well as, gathering it and having abundance. But then it moves out of Taurus. Taurus is I have. Yeah? Gemini. We're doing this big shift, okay? The big shift is from, and we can go back. I'll go back to when Jupiter went into Aries. Yeah? Jupiter went into Aries May, October, and December of 2022. If you can remember that far back. Venus entered Aries, okay, a couple months ago. Sun entered Aries a couple months ago. Mercury just entered Aries. So Aries is the beginning. And that beginning is the spark of life, the element of fire, the spark, the desire, the new impulse, the new instinct. Go out and get 'em. Boom. Yes? Very individual, very unique, brand new from out of the infinity of Pisces. And then it comes down into Taurus. And they say in astrology that your second house also has a bit to do with what you're born with. Are your parents rich? Are your parents poor? Is your body healthy? Is your body got challenges? Is your da-da-da? The second house is our resources. It's what we have. Talented capacities, creative imagination. You can look at the planets that you have in your second house, or the sign that rules the second house. Tells you more about just kind of what what the earth offered you. So here you are, a spark, a comet coming in from outer space, and Aries hits Taurus. So it's kind of the future hitting a little bit of the past. Yeah? And this can be a little bit of a struggle, a challenge. The new meeting the old, right? The new meeting what is existing and what's been there. The ducks are freaking shooting the rapids over here. Did you see that? Shooting down the rapid. Where was I, man? Oh, the beauty of nature and the wonder of it all. Yeah. So this is what Gemini is about. This is why we have twins. And not just twins. Let's not forget Clytemnestra and Helen. Yeah, there's actually 4 stars if you look at the constellation. And that is what? Castor and Pollux. We have a sky, a demigod, and a earthling. Yeah, Castor and Pollux were brothers, but they had different origins. So one is from the sky and one is from the earth. So I always say with Gemini, it's 1 foot in heaven, 1 foot on earth, or 1 foot in hell. If it had 3 feet, probably stick one down there. I mean, we're going to talk more about Gemini now, right? Mutable air, the 3rd sign of the zodiac. And this is where we need to start thinking. It's the first human, right? We've got a ram and a bull. Now we've got Castor and Pollux. People. I mean, this is really coming in, incarnating. And the 2 twins, you could say one is Aries and one is Taurus. One's like the new impulse coming from the sky, and the other is the Taurus. Okay, this is what we got. And these 2 kind of need to work it out. And then moves into Cancer, and Cancer is your settled personality. This is the 4th house. This is like your foundation, your root. This is where you are. So this next month, with the Sun and Venus and Jupiter moving through Gemini, it is time to move out of that stillness, the quiet, the slow, Taurus, calm of ceremony. And in some ways we could say it's a good time to spread the good news. Spread the good word. Yes? Christ consciousness is alive. Spirit is here with us, in me, in you. This is just fantastic. This is going to be a beautiful new beginning here for so many of us. And we may see random acts of kindness. We may see an improvement in the deplorable world situation. What else can I say, man? I mean, maybe there'll be some relief here, a little bit. a little bit. So Gemini is light. Taurus is heavy. Gemini moves. Taurus stays still. Gemini sings and talks. Mercury rules Gemini in the throat chakra, right? And we are great for the Pele report. Great for social media. It's time to come out of our cave, our self-sufficiency, our silence, and realize we have brothers and sisters, that we're part of the human family, and that different reflections, okay, can really bring us insight into ourselves. And at this stage of the game, it's even more important to bring out our gifts, to lay out the banquet that Taurus made, and invite the guests over to partake of the feast, of the nourishing, nurturing, healthy, strong vitality given to us by the beautiful plants and Mother Nature. So this is awesome, yeah? And for Jupiter, this is the third year, right? We spent the year of 2022 with Jupiter in Aries, the year of 2023 with Jupiter in Taurus. Now, Gemini, I'm telling you, it's going to pick up. Things are going to start moving even faster. We still have a couple of months here where Pluto is the only retrograde planet. Yep. Rest of May into June. You know, we've still got all planets in direct motion. I cannot go on too much further without speaking to the North Node Mars Chiron conjunction that is still happening in Aries. Mars came over the North Node, you recall, and next week it will come into conjunct with Chiron. Right now it's right in between. We have a Mars sandwich. South Node, Chiron, Mars in the middle. Yeah? And, you know, this is just a very powerful time of healing the wounded masculine. Softening, stepping into vulnerability, expressing the feelings, whether they're angry or happy or sad or mad. But really, you know, it's really about communicating and being there with each other sympathetically, empathically, really listening to our brothers and sisters' condition, situation, and then offering our support. Venus, Jupiter, I support you. I hold you. I care about you. I am with you in this, through this, whatever is going on. This is just a beautiful freaking time. I got to read the Sabian symbol for the full moon. It's not quite so mushy-gushy. Yeah. It is. What happened? Interplay is the key word. Two men playing chess. The transcendent ritualization of conflict. Essential to sociocultural living is the transmutation of our natural aggressiveness under most conditions of existence. It's true, man. Monkeys are aggressive. Humans are aggressive. It's divide and conquer. Anyway, many rituals, sports, and games have no other basic aim. In chess, the complex types of energies which in their togetherness constitute a human person are symbolized by the 6 kind of pieces: the king, queen, bishops, knights, rooks, and pawns. The struggle between light and darkness, the yang and the yin forces, is ritualized, ending in most cases with the checkmating of the king, the ego, the conscious self. Checkmate. In a dualistic world, such a contest between polarized forces is omnipresent, always there. The chess game trains us to be more objective, more careful, more aware of whole situations, and less impulsive and intent upon side issues. So there is a level of group culture and psychological symbolization here. It brings to the objective consciousness the basic realities of interpersonal interplay. So yeah, these twins can battle it out. I've got 3 brothers. I know, I battled it out. A couple of sisters in there. You know, brothers and sisters, the siblings, sibling rivalry. Okay, and it's not just, siblings, but it's also friends and neighbors. Gemini in the 3rd house has to do with your neighbors, your neighborhood, your immediate surroundings. And there is a natural Aries, aggressive, assertive, charge, gung-ho, I mean my way, right? And then there is, the Taurus, the stubborn bull that is not going to shift, change, it's fixed, not going anywhere. So Gemini has its work cut out for it. Yeah, putting together, okay, this Aries fiery masculine energy along with, okay, this beautiful feminine energy. I mean, they're both beautiful. The masculine is beautiful in the strength and power and the glory. So this healing crisis that we may be going through of feeling impotent or powerless or helpless or whatever, this is a crisis around healing. And that healing takes place largely through a realization and an objectification through the air sign Gemini. Yes, air is objective. Air is less personal. So it can step back and step out. And it can see, yes, that we are not powerless. And we are not impotent. And that when we tap into this inner world within us that is creative, and we organize our thoughts, we control our thoughts, we still our mind, we come into the heart space, we come into a creative, reality, then the masculine energy, instead of being angry at being suppressed and repressed and denied and stuffed and hidden and fragmented and shamed and the masculine can come back as the protector, as the initiator, as the leader. Yes? So, as Venus is going through her underworld transformation, kind of a softening from that hard warrior, right, into, a receptive feminine evening star. And Mars is coming out of its wounded, helpless, hopeless, poor me, self-pity, this just kind of like, I just can't go anywhere, do anything, is coming back into strength and into assertiveness, and it's true, powerful expression. So it's very, very, very beautiful. I should count the number of times I said beautiful in this report. But speaking of beautiful, we have the mantra. And, oh, you know what I wanted to say? How much time? It's just, the mantra today, it really came out of the giving tree. And I don't know if you know the story of the giving tree. It was an apple tree. And it was a happy tree. And it was in the backyard of this little boy. And the little boy would come and swing on her branches and eat her apples and take naps in her shade. And they lived so happily. It was beautiful. And then, I don't know what happened. The kid started growing up and goes off to school and goes off to, I don't know. And the tree is sad. The tree is like, hey, where's my buddy? Where's my friend? Well, he comes back after a long time being gone, and he's sad. And the tree says, oh my goodness, why are you sad? What can I do to help? And he says, well, I need some money. Well, the apple tree says, pick all my apples. Take all my apples. Take them to the market. Sell those apples and you'll have some money. And the tree was very happy. And so was the boy. I don't know, we'll call him a teenager at this point. He picks all the apples, runs off and sells them. And the tree doesn't see him for a long time again. And it gets a little sad. Well, finally, he does come back. Yeah? But he's a lot older now. And he's not very happy again. And the tree says, oh no. The tree is just constantly giving. What can I do to help? I want to make you smile, help you smile. And the man goes, I don't know. I've got so many responsibilities. I've got a wife and I've got kids and I need a house. And the apple tree says, well, you can cut my branches off and cut my trunk and build a house. And he did. Cut off the branches. Cut down the apple tree. Milled that wood and built himself a house. But the apple tree was kind of happy that she helped, but not real happy that she is now just a stump. Anyway, he goes off again. Leaves her. And there she is. All sitting by herself. Well, a long time goes by. And who comes along but the boy who was a teenager and a man is now an elder with a cane, just walking along. And the apple tree sings out, there you are. I knew you would come back. How are you? I'm sorry. I don't have very much to give. I have nothing left. I've given you all that I can give you. And the old man says, oh, I don't really need anything right now more than to just have a place to sit down. And the apple tree said, You can sit on me. I am a stump, and I am here for you to sit on anytime for as long as you want. And the old man sat down on the tree stump, and I'm sure that he had a lot to contemplate and to think about. So this week's mantra, I am like a fruit tree reaching up to the sky. I spread out my branches and give my fruit to any and all who pass by. I wanted to just close with that last little bit. Any and all who pass by. Key phrase in this week's mantra. Just like the sun shines down on everyone. Nice people, bad people, strong people, little people, brown people, yellow people, white people, black people, and the rain shines down on everyone. And Mother Earth gives us goodies to eat and nourish us. She gives them freely to everyone. And this is Jupiter, this principle of expansion. Don't dam your river. Let your river flow. When you go into fear around money, when you go into fear around energy, that fear can make you want to contract. It can make you want to save. It can make you, be afraid of running out. No more resources, no more tourist comfort. I need to hold back some of that money, hold back some of that wine, hold back some of that river. No, not Jupiter. I want to encourage you. Don't dam up your river. Don't block it. It is an ever-flowing. Look at that river. It doesn't stop. This is year-round. Yeah, it goes up and down, but hey, the seasons change. And it's okay. Spring gives way to summer, but spring will come again. So let's not hoard. Let's not be selfish. No, let's not be small-minded. Let's not, and this is the downside of Gemini. We think of that chessboard. It's crafty. Gemini can be crafty. Yeah, it's Mercury and it's business. I always think of the stock exchange. Gemini can be really out for itself. It can be really the silver-tongued devil, the forked tongue, the coyote trickster. There is a side to Gemini, that can be very, immoral. Yeah, just kind of, well, it's this way, no, it's that way. No, I think that, today I think, as we come out of this, Taurus energy and into this Gemini, we want to reach, for the highest. And the highest, I think, is explained a little bit, in, that Sabian symbol, where we take our masculine and feminine energies and we find, socially acceptable outlets and ways and, creative endeavors and games, to play and not make it reality and do or die or win or lose or, all this intensity. Gemini is very light. So step into the light, walk into the light, reach up to the sky. I am like a fruit tree reaching up to the sky. I spread out my branches and give my fruit to any and all who pass by. May you overcome judgment and bias and bigotry and fear to be generous to one and all. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.
Oh my goodness, I forgot this week's song. This week's song is an oldie moldy. Gone at last. I've had a long string of that bad luck, but I pray it's gone at last. Gone, gone, gone.